Good morning. We got some rain around here the last couple of days, and I'm not happy about it one little bit. Show you the garden. The peas should take off now. Let's keep our fingers crossed. Give you a little reason that we planted on hills this time. We usually plant with just old flat ground planters in this garden, but last year it rained so much that it washed the peas completely out of the ground. So we planted on hills, and we don't water the garden or anything. We just wait on the Lord to put the water on the garden. Last year he put a little too much on there. We actually had to replant, and this is about a 3/4 acre garden, and it's a little too big for me and Cherie and my mom and dad. That's all who lives here on this property. And but what we do, try to be kind-hearted, do unto others as we would have them do unto us. This mobile home park behind our property here, what we've told these people is once we've gotten what we want out of this garden, just come right on over and get all you want. I mean, that's just the type of people that we are. And but next year we have different plans on this garden, and because me and Cherie have a lot of projects that we want to do. We want to get maybe a couple of goats and some chickens, and maybe even a cow. But I'll show you something here in just a moment that has been an eyesore, and well, it's not so much an eyesore, but it's been a thorn in my thumb as far as doing projects. But before I show you that, I just want to tell you, this garden, if it rains too much, the way the garden, our land goes downhill. It's right here, and once it reaches the garden, it kind of angles back this way. And down in that bottom part, or that corner over there, it gets really muddy when it rains a lot. That particular area down there gets too much water. I mean, even the rain that the little bit of rain that we've gotten for the last couple of days has already caused a mud puddle down in that area. But like I said, that's why we planted on hills this year. But next year when I plant, I will be planting on flat ground, and I will just be hoping and praying that the Lord doesn't send too much rain. If he does, I'll just replant again. But like I said, I plan on halving this garden up next year and only planting half of it. So that's all we need, and that'll probably be more than we need. And but that's for another time when we replant. We will film that. But let me show you what has been a thorn in my thumb. This is the thorn in my thumb. There's a lot of property that we could do so much more with if this old shop wasn't here. And I plan on having it taken down. But the problem with that is that it has a lot of asbestos on the side of it. And that's going to cost us a lot of money, because that old asbestos, I don't know if you know what it is or why they quit making it, but in the plants, back when they used to make it, it's a siding for houses and huts and stuff like that back in the 50s and the 60s. In the plants that they made it in, the dust from it caused a lot of people to have cancer. And anytime they tear down a building or hut, a lot of the flooring in old houses was made with asbestos. And I know someone who was having their floor redone, and she had to completely move out of her house. And when we had this torn down, we will have to move out, because when they tear stuff down like this, they have to come in with masks and because when they tear it down, there's going to be a lot of dust to come up from it. And my parents will probably have to move out of their place while it's being torn down, and that's going to cost a lot of money, as I said. So if you guys know anybody who will do it for a cheaper price than what I'm thinking that it's going to cost, leave me a comment down there and leave me a link to theirs, to maybe a phone number or something that I can get in contact with them. But as I said, that's going to cost us a lot of money, but we have plans on having that taken down, and we want to put maybe some goats and some chickens and so forth in that area, and plus use half of the garden to do other things with. But that's our future in what we're wanting to do right now. I have a lot of fond memories of this old shop. My dad run a cabinet business out of it when I was knee-high to a duck, and I used to play in it as a child a lot. I mean, lots. And actually got my finger cut on the table saw on the thing. It didn't cut it off, it just grazed the top of my finger. Scared the living crap out of me because I thought I had cut my finger off. You know how children are, they real dramatic. But anyhow, I'll show you the end of the garden, how it's on the hills, and our old planters, and what I'm going to have to do to this garden the next time I plant it. I don't know if you guys know what this is right here, but they're called bottom plows. What these things do is they go down in the ground when you're plowing with them, and they bring the moist, fresh soil to the top. It does the job that a tiller would do, but they're not near as good as a tiller because a tiller can do it all in one sweep. These things, they plow 2 little rows at a time, and then you have to come back over that with the hairs and a drag behind them to level the ground back out, where the tiller, it does it all in one shot. So I wanted to let you know what this does, and the next time I plow, or the next time that I plant, I will be using these things first. I will eventually get me a tiller, but can't afford it right now. But I just wanted to let you guys know what this is. These are our old planters. The next time I plant, I will be using these because I will plant on flat ground instead of hills. And as I said before, I will be praying that the Lord doesn't send so much rain that it washes the seeds up out of the ground. These are old coal planters, is what they are. These things right here are called plates. And what they do, you have different size plates depending on what you are planting. The wheels in the back operate 2 different things. The front cuts a groove in the ground. The wheel operates these plates and turns these plates as the wheel turns. And once is picked up a seed and it drops it in the little groove that the front of these planters cuts in the ground, the angle of the wheel in the back closes the groove up, and now you have a seed that is planted in the ground. These are set to plant 3-foot rows as of right now. I'll probably next year be moving them out to plant 6-foot rows like I did this year. So just wanted to show you guys our old planters. They've been around here since I was a child. My dad bought them from one of my uncles, and bought an old John Deere back then, and it tore up, and we've had about 2 or 3 tractors since then. But like I said, I just want to show you these old planters. They do a really good job for their age. And Cole, like I said, they have made a lot of good farming equipment. Folks, Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe and tap that little bell so you'll be informed when we make another video. Until then, may you have a very blessed day, and we will see you then.